Yo. You're muted, Andrew.
I am muted.
Yeah, what the heck?
I was letting out my most emphatic bustins.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Sleeping in your bed.
Bustin'.
Bro, how many times it says bustin' in this song? Yeah. We got Pomo in here. Get out, Pomo.
Oh, he prestiged, so now I have the crown with 1 score.
Pomo, were you pleased with your Ludum Dare results?
Oh. They're fine.
They're fine. Is that mixed feelings then about your results?
Probably don't need to put too much stock into the results anyways.
Yeah. After we've done it enough times, we always sort of take results with a grain of salt. A grain of rice.
Feel good.
Bustin'.
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 The first normal stream
In like a month.
Crazy. And actually probably the last normal stream.
Why? Oh.
Well, I will be
Even Steven will not be in California next weekend.
So if we want to start the 1 hour earlier time slot, that will be next weekend.
Steven will be certainly more
You'll
okay
be-
with it next weekend.
Oh shit, you'll be out there next weekend then?
Yes.
Fuck.
I'm moving on Friday.
That's
No,
so
Steven
fast.
Steven ceases to be in California on Wednesday.
On Wednesday,
Wow.
I fly to Michigan to like drive down.
Yep.
Holy shit.
The day she
It's all
comes.
happening.
End of an era. Why? My sound alerts thing, like my window, because I have it windowed out, this other thing, it got frozen. I can't move it now. There it goes.
What?
It just wasn't. It wouldn't obey me.
Computer's disobeying.
There we go.
You okay there?
Yeah, I was just reaching for a controller.
Yeah. I just want to all do our best yeahs all on a different key.
Ooh.
Bam, bam.
Sleeping in your bed.
Sleeping in your bed. Ow. It does feel, man, it does feel like a long time since we've just had a stream.
Well, we not only
it
has
just-
it been
it
like
has
a
been.
long time, we've been through so much. What up, Diesel?
A lot has happened in the
lot.
past 3 weeks.
Since our last stream, we've had both Ludum Dare and David's wedding.
Oh, which one of those was harder? David and Liz, I'm very happy for you. In your bed. And I think our Ludum Dare streams chased off Diesel and Ninja.
They're back now.
Diesel
But they're
said-
back now for the regularly scheduled programming.
And Ninja made it clear that she was excited for tonight.
Specifically tonight.
So
Gonna make it happen.
so
Make
so
it happen tonight.
proceed with caution.
Bustin', 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 bustin'. Bustin', 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 bustin'. That's true. I did see you a lot, Diesel. Getting them 3 points.
Hell yeah.
Sleeping in your bed.
Sleeping in your bed.
Ugh.
Freaking ghost.
We're gonna be in like game critique mode now because of Ludum Dare. So we're gonna be critiquing Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Spoilers ahead.
Yeah, you know, for people that
Yeah,
haven't played Resident Evil 2,
Don't watch if you don't want the game spoiled.
we are currently spoiling Resident Evil 2.
Ninja. Ninja. Oh, echo.
Whoa, look at that echo.
That's fine.
Oh.
I was monitoring things.
What do you think of that? Oh no, this is actually a prank. We're about to play.
He does not know what to do with those words that she typed.
Oh god damn it.
Let's see how it handles the multiple R's.
Wait, or.
Oh, waiter. Waiter. Oh, wait here. Waiter.
Waiter.
Waiter. It just gave up.
Well, there's Veggie Tales to that cup. That can. Now this is actually, we're just watching the intro trailer for Resident Evil 2. But after this, we will be playing Pokemon Master Trainer.
All night, baby.
And I don't plan to ever stop. Sleeping in your bed.
God.
Busted.
Pokemon, hey! You've all been asking for it.
Probably the only one who would be excited.
I still don't know for sure. I still don't know if Roka is being serious about Pokemon. I'll never know.
I have never known Roka to be anything but serious. So
that is true. He has been the one point of reference in my life that is always trustworthy.
Yeah. Just a stoic, constant presence.
Because a Roka can never lie.
Yeah. It's part of the rules.
Roka rules.
All right, so I'm counting on you, Ruds, to remember what we were last doing.
Gotcha.
Resident Evil.
And Jared is uncool.
That is all.
I have known that. I have known that to mostly be the case.
Yeah,
it's only been proven time and time again.
Bustin'.
Makes me feel good.
Bustin'.
Feel good.
Busters.
And
crossbow.
No clue.
2 blue herbs. An ink ribbon.
Well, these. Oh, is that a pack? Did I not pick this up?
What is it?
Is that a side pack? Nothing inside. Boo.
No, you're good.
Okay, did we come up that little elevator thing?
So I think like we made some progress and got to this room and we're just like, okay, it should be easy to know where to go from here.
That sounds like something we would say.
Yeah, I don't know. Go, just go.
Well, we
How'd
gotta
you guys
have
score?
an
Yeah,
LD
you know,
download.
let's look into
We could
this.
do a quick LD chat before we get into
I'm certainly into that.
I think we're moderately happy with our results.
Yes, let's look into that. Let's
nothing too crazy,
put
nothing
on
too
some
upsetting.
tunes, Nintendo stream music. Why not?
Bustin'.
That's family friendly.
Busted. Makes me feel
Boats
good.
is streaming right now.
Oh, is he?
Boats did a fantastic job.
So, we scored in the top 100, which we have not done since Knitworth, which
that's worth
is
noting.
kind of nuts. Yeah.
That's worth noting.
The score that we care about the most, we did well on. So, innovation.
Hell yeah.
Top 30.
That's honestly, that's the one that I want to keep chasing. I feel like that's the best compliment you can get.
Yeah.
A more important one for us, at least.
I think we took a hit on fun because it was too hard.
I understand the fun score.
So it didn't appeal to everyone. Yeah.
It's not our least funny game, though.
I did not expect for it to be funnier than Wayward.
Objectively empirical evidence would show.
And Wayward even has
like humor
funny things in it.
I think
that is true.
I think none humor.
I think people found humor in the controls, maybe, or watching other people play it.
And their initial reaction to it was like, "Oh, it's funny how hard it is."
Sound effect, like fart sound, kind of.
I guess. Yeah.
When it popped, they giggled a little bit. So like, well, I'll give it something.
Yeah. And then
you
graphics.
guys killed humor. Okay.
Outfrost. That's a good question.
What
are you doing? Ooh.
I think humor is always a fun category. Like we always, obviously, our default is humor. But now we're on this sort of predictable pattern where every fourth game is serious now.
Yeah. It was an accidental pattern, but we're going to stick to it now.
Yeah. It's
Dude, we're for the most part like I know I was someone like during the results like posted in the blog
Yeah.
that they were unhappy with their results.
Yep.
And Steve and I went to go look at their game and they didn't have bad results. They were in the like 200s, 300s. I'm like, those are freaking good.
I feel like a lot of people, especially for
Also-
like first jammers, they see triple
Those are
digits in their
jam.
ratings and they're just like, that's awful. What?
Like everyone expects to be in like the top 10, but like
No.
you gotta understand, like there were like 3,000 games, and you gotta and also understand the audience coming to rate your game.
Yeah.
It's a very specific kind of audience with certain bias that you can't predict.
And you also
The fact that
can't
got
really
your game
predict it
played
really.
is
So
pretty
Dan posted this thing earlier today.
I did
where
not read this.
He was basically telling people just like, hey, like very small sample size of people are playing your game and you have no idea who it is, and it's not the same people
Yeah.
every single jam. So comparing it between jams
No.
doesn't really mean much.
Pomo beat us on something? What the hell?
Fuck you, Pomo.
Boo.
I'm never doing another Ludum Dare ever again because I'm so embarrassed.
This is so rigged.
And then
This is so rigged.
there's another thing that's a lot of people saying, like, I saw someone say it, this is the best game I've ever made, yet we're still disheartened that they didn't place as high as they'd hoped. And it's like, if you think it's the best game you ever made, like that's all that matters, really.
It is.
Like we
Yeah,
think
that's-
that I think I like Aloft more than
Pop
Pop Shove
Shove
It, but I think Pop Shove It
Okay.
and Aloft are our two best games that we've made, and that
I
does
think
not
it popped shove it.
that does not show in the
just like-
ratings.
They're
Yeah.
definitely our most expandable games for
Yes,
sure.
and that's what I'm
Those are the
saying
ones
is
that I
like
could actually see making into games.
there. I think I had I'd also like did a hefty response here as well, but basically, what I was kind of talking about.
Branch 2.
What was I saying? We've accidentally been making games with like a lot of depth to them, more depth that can be experienced in like 3 to 5 minutes, and more depth that we can fully realize in a weekend. And that's just kind of
Yeah.
been like the trajectory that we've kind of been heading, at least recently.
Those 2 at least.
Yeah, for the past 2. So like
I
it,
appreciate that y'all had like a dialogue here.
we did. Yeah, this was the most upvoted post I'd ever seen on Ludum Dare.
Yeah, wow.
But it
A
was
lot,
also
people
like
have a lot of opinions about it.
he made a good point about was your game suited for a jam audience?
That's a very important one. This is a game jam,
You
right?
need-
This is not.
yeah. And he was even
This isn't Steam.
generous. He was saying like some people play the jam games for 5 to 10 minutes. No way,
Good
man.
luck.
You're lucky
Good
if they
luck.
play it for like 3 to 5 minutes.
30
I think that's the
30
window
seconds.
you want to go
30,
for.
30 seconds.
You gotta grab them in
It could
30
be that
seconds.
simple.
Yeah.
I guarantee a lot of people stopped playing our game the first 2 or 3 times that they died, or
Yeah.
maybe they like ran out of air.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely imagine people leaving quickly, and I expect them to do that with a
Yeah.
jam game because you're trying to rate a bunch of games.
And we were also talking, Dan and I had a little discussion about like, oh, like your comments are probably a better place to like get feedback, but like a lot of people are like way too nice in the comments, you know? And
They always are. Whatever the nicest thing is in your results, if that's a 5-star like
Yeah.
word version of a rating, imagine it's half of that.
And Dan brought up a good point of just like people are kind of incentivized to leave nice comments because nobody's going to want to get review
Karma.
bombed. Yeah, they're always going to want to try to like go to the games like, oh, let's see how you did then, sort of thing.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
be all bitter when you go and rate them.
So I think I
No, but
100%
isn't
agree
the
with his.
karma thing like getting heart like getting
There's
likes?
also
Isn't
that,
that how you
yes.
get visibility too? So like you want to leave feedback that people like.
Yep.
And it's very hard to do if you're critical. I mean, there's definitely things that we haven't liked.
We have anonymous comments,
but
Pomo. We always have
Those
anonymous
were-
comments.
One anonymous
if you go look at ours, I want to show people that this is something that I won't like.
Oh, fuck.
Anonymous.
The only anonymous comment
Yeah,
we've
like-
ever gotten in our entire library of games is, how do I went? Help.
How? Probably the greatest comment we've ever
And
received.
I'd like to encourage
It made
people
me
to do
think the
anonymous
most.
comments. Like if you really want to be like tear us apart, like we're totally there for it. Like, and if you just want to do it anonymously, that's
Sure.
fine. But we learn a lot more when people are, upset at our game or have things to complain about. And Dan brought up a good point of just like
I want
it'd
to
be
win.
interesting to have like forced anonymous comments for like one jam just to see what happens in terms of like
See what
people's
happens.
honesty
That-
and nobody like fishing for like, oh, play my game now sort of thing, because you can't know what their game is.
I do like that. That would be an interesting thing to experiment
Then,
with.
Yeah.
but then would people try to cheat the system and put a link to their game within their comment and like all this like stuff? Be like, hey, I
Yeah.
rated you really well. Here's my game. It's just
Yeah,
I
who
don't know.
knows? Who knows? Yeah, people will
people
definitely
are
try to
always
find
going
a
to
way
try
around it.
to like the fact that it would like people would see that and try, and like they would think they have to do extra stuff
Yeah.
more so than they do already.
Well, people barely know that they need to play games to get rated right now. So.
Well, I guess that is true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Roka. Like, there's a few games that'll stand out that you can play for more than 10 minutes. Oh, I love how many people like this.
A lot of
Right,
I downloaded it sucked. What do you have a Mac or?
Yeah, it won't work on a Mac.
It's only Windows, or it also works on WebGL.
Absolutely.
Or if you have Linux, maybe you have Linux.
Browser.
Absolutely out, Frost. Competition is not the point. If you're getting hung up on these sorts of numbers here, you're doing it wrong for sure. I think it's interesting data, but it's ultimately not going to guide what we make next, you know?
Someone just say nice. Yeah, like that's just...
Our first comment asked like, rate my game, please, too. I'm like, I'm not liking that.
Yeah, rate my game, please, too.
No.
Get out of here.
I only like heart people that it was at least clear enough that they had played the game and didn't just look at these two screenshots here and it was like, oh, I think I know how that game's played, you know?
Yeah, like I get the game now.
I could put a comment for that.
And I'm a little bit torn. I'm not sure how I feel about people who watch games played on stream and then don't play them and rate them. I don't know if that's... I feel like for some games that's a viable thing to do, but for others, I don't know. I don't know where I fall on that one. But
yeah.
Well, the hearting of comments is the karma, right? Like karma received is how many like
that's
quote
your
unquote hearts or
that's
likes.
your coolness. There's
that's
like
just,
some sort of coolness thing, and that rates into your smart balance. I forget.
Is that classic?
I forget.
I don't know what those numbers at the bottom mean, but I know that the
like
karma from feedback
is
those are likes.
Yeah, karma from feedback are your likes.
I think it is smart balance because I think classic balance is just like your
ratings
versus visibility.
Yeah,
visibility. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's insane, Roka. That's what I'm saying. Is like just play a game, like
especially
nice.
to give like meaningful feedback.
Well, it's just kind of funny. Like, all right, congratulations, you cheated the system. Now what? What do you get out of it?
I'm so glad that this one did so well.
That's really
I called it a meme. Like, this is my favorite of the jam, and they fucking killed it.
It did fantastic.
Yeah, I was so happy with that. Because like this is one of those games that I feel like deserved like 100+ ratings, but they only got like less than 50. They got less than us, and they didn't like slouch. They didn't even slouch either. Like playing other people's games. It's just sometimes you just don't get visibility. You know,
it's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate like how difficult it can be sometimes. Like there's thousands of games and everyone's pushing them in front of your face. There's so many streams now too, where it's easy to get like it's not even easy to get your game played on streams a lot.
There it is.
Check them out.
12th place right there overall. 12th place.
And just smart balance is the way that they have it to where you show up on front pages and stuff, so it's more visible for people to find you or easier to find you.
So we can't really show it now, but like before this results page was here, you would, instead of be sorting by like the categories of winners, you'd be sorting by like who's gotten the most feedback, who's been giving the most feedback, who's on the smart filter, who's on the classic filter, and it'll determine who's on the front page.
The different strokes game was cool.
I mean,
I liked that.
They definitely deserve to be very high in the innovation.
They made a social media.
They made it was also like a social experiment. Like their theme was literally like, it's inevitable that somebody's gonna draw obscene artwork, so please try to prevent that by fixing it. And it actually just turned into like a super wholesome, like people just drawing and sharing and modifying art, which was neat.
It wasn't just a penis game.
Yeah. And this one blows my mind that this is a compo game. Like, look at all this juice.
Okay. Feel free to jump on top of me, but there are always at least a few games in the jam that are clearly not jam games, and I think it's okay to be at least a little suspect of that. Ultimately it doesn't matter, but if this isn't like all made from scratch in 48 hours by yourself, then that kind of kills the spirit of the jam, you know? I mean, Roka, that there are definitely games that either people come in with, at compo and jam, because I know that jam.
Look
obviously,
at all of
like,
this.
You can
Look
use,
at all this like juice in the UI. I mean, maybe we just suck at making games, but holy shit!
6 different languages.
In 6 languages, it just feels so finished, like beyond finished to me. You know?
I don't know.
Auror's.
I'm sure it's a fine game. Yeah, like Especially when I think about how long it takes the RUDs to make like high quality assets, and I see this with like animations, all this poppy UI, and all these like things popping up. I don't know. Maybe I just suck at making games quickly, but like this seems like a lot more than 48 hours of work.
It is possible that we are just excruciatingly slow at doing stuff, and everyone else.
It is possible.
Who knows?
I doubt it, but it's possible.
No, Alfrost, we're the same. We like. I don't think even doing jam, the only things that we don't do from scratch is music.
Yep.
Because we don't have a musician.
There are going to be a couple of things that I'm going to start reusing for jams, like simple things like I made like a fading manager that lets me fade in and out between scenes. So like a lot of just reusable stuff like that.
But these aren't templates for a game, right?
In terms
like
of mechanics,
you don't have a platformer template that we just plug in.
In terms of mechanics, everything's from scratch. All the assets are from scratch. The only thing that we don't make is the music, and that's it. Yep. Because we like that part of the challenge, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the fun is doing it from scratch. Like, if we already came in with an idea, even, of we're like, we already know the game we're going to make, we're just going to, like, fit the theme in somehow. The theme in there, yeah. That would take, to me, that would take some of the fun out of it.
It is probably why it takes us way longer than anyone else for brainstorming, but
yeah,
I think we genuinely go from
kind of like that process. We like overkill brainstorming.
Here's our boy Pierre Vander again.
Well, I don't know how he does this. Now, Pierre,
this
know
guy's
is
just
insane.
A monster. Yeah, I know that he makes all these from scratch. He is nuts.
Speaking of the music,
the music. And it is true that like some of these people, like this is their wheelhouse. Whatever the game's like the style and like making a game, they've done it so much that it's muscle memory to them. So they have a process and they just run through. And maybe even in compo, it's a lot easier to just move. Like there's no creative discussion. You just go. And I can definitely see that with people like
music got DMCA'd. Oops.
Did it?
And I feel like anybody who, especially for like compo, like there's no distinction between people who made everything from scratch, like fucking Spacey, doing all this shit. This is nuts. But nobody can see the difference between this and just somebody who's used like pre-bought or pre-used assets, really.
Right. Which is kind of upset. Like
I don't know if there's anything you can do about it, but
there was that train game that everyone was like fawning over.
They made
that Russian train thing.
They made a game this jam too.
Oh,
I didn't play it, but it was another one of those. They didn't. They opted out of graphics this time though, so it wasn't a problem. But they did the thing where they just basically reused assets.
They have an asset pack,
yeah.
I love. I have a little bit of I have a little bit of pride in the fact that get out of here. I wrote that Keyboard Cowboys recommends thing. Slime Zone, Peer Pressure did very, very well. Slime Zone, I think.
Yeah, Mad Penguin did good.
Topped it.
Maybe
top 14.
People saw this post that you did and they're like, hey.
11th Hour took second. Healer's Handbook did very well. Bored to Death did very well. I got good taste.
I think Jared cheesed the ratings. Jared, who are you working for?
I demand a recount. Not my winners.
So cool, Boats. Is Boats here? Boats did very, very. Boats is streaming. He did very, very well.
Yeah, I saw that. Boats did
killed it.
Phenomenal. Jared is Mike. Mike is Jared. Have you ever seen Mike and Jared in the same
room? Frost.
What happened there?
Pay attention to me. He was asking about reusing some like UI stuff.
No, I think that's fine.
No, that's cool.
That's the category because that's not games.
That can go into like any game, right? Like I'm probably gonna use my little fading manager that lets me just cleanly fade in and out between scenes instead of just snapping right to them.
If you guys already had like all of the little like things that slotted into your little like puzzle board or whatever, I forget what you call them.
Because like I remember
all the different like the ideas for the pieces from the get-go, then I would consider that at least like not in the spirit of what we think Ludum Dare is.
One thing that I noticed with like Dan's games is like they've had the exact same UI animation pop-up menu thing for like the settings and menus and stuff since Kattenberg, and I don't care at all. Like that's whatever. It's not like core gameplay
the important
stuff.
Part is the game, and I know an interesting part of especially a jam game is how much people don't realize that they're rating on things that they're rating them on. Just like you getting into the game and getting through UI, you could have a stellar game, but you put all your time into the game, and then your UI was like a little bit lackluster, or like maybe it just wasn't really fluid. And you might just remember the experience of getting into the game so much that it affects your ability to enjoy the part that they spent the most time on. So me personally, I'm not as concerned about menus and stuff, especially if you're just reusing or templating that.
Shit, if we make another game that has multiple levels in it, you bet your ass that I'm just going to reuse the level select that we've had before, because why would I rewrite that?
Why not?
Unless it's going to be a vastly different sort of UI setup, why wouldn't I just use that? What point would it be to literally just type every single word again?
There are definitely things that we deem, or at least we, in our opinion, deem acceptable to reuse time and time again. But
have you?
Same main menu. Well,
I think where we disagree is when people already have the idea for a game and already have like a bunch of stuff ready to go before the jam starts.
It's when the existing content that you have dictates the game.
Yes.
It just doesn't seem as much. It doesn't seem like as much fun when you do it that way.
Well, because then you're making it about the competition. Like this really is about the like self-challenge of what you can do in a weekend, which is why I think we take so much pride in like the innovation category. Like not like we still have a lot to do. We're not perfect, and I don't think that we're like at the peak of innovation by any stretch.
But we do score highly in innovation.
But we're at 29th. So
we want to be good at it. If I could be good at one category in Ludum Dare, I would really want it to be innovation, because that's such a huge like boon to your game to say that it was innovative.
It was at least like unique, right? Like
it meant that to me, like the spirit of Ludum Dare is trying things that you haven't tried before and doing it in a short amount of time. So innovation would be the most important score for that.
Yeah, we almost always hit double digits with innovation, which is kind of like our goal, really.
Yeah.
I don't think we hit it. Dude Ranch wasn't. And see, this is what I'm saying is like, this is the game that everyone remembers us for.
Dude Ranch, but it didn't score very well.
And I think it's a fine game, but you're not going to go anywhere else with this, really.
Everyone remembers it for this. No. I mean, the scores tell you why people remember it.
Everyone remembers it for this.
What would we add to it?
Yeah, like you're looking at why it's Dude, people at my work always bring this game up.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fine.
I mean, it's memeable, it's snappy, like Dude Ranch is fun to say. It's got some goofy visuals.
You guys think you're Pop Shove It.
That's nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, we'd like to be known for Pop Shove It, even though people only remember how hard it was.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think Pop Shove It was a great idea of a game that just needed a little more than 72 hours in the oven, I think, to be like acceptable for players. I feel like for most players, a general audience. It was a very cool idea. It was just maybe a little rough for like general audiences. I think Aloft was a good balance of like Pop Shove It-esque gameplay, but it's a little bit more accessible, you know?
Yeah.
Regardless of how hard the controls seem to be for people.
Oh, controls so hard. Bit hesitant to pull my first shader from project to project at first, but always tweak it a bit, the style fit more. Well, I mean, yeah, like we used to have a running gag for our games where ever since Knitworth, we were finding some way to put a blobby shader that I wrote.
Right. I'll try to get mileage out.
We haven't used it in the past 4 jams.
Yeah, I forgot to put it on the water in Dude Ranch.
I
know.
And then there was nothing blobby in Masusi.
We didn't use it
on the naked bodies in Masusi.
Dude,
they were 2D, even though
they were 2D. They could have. If we'd have given you some 3D stuff, that would have been disgusting.
I could have made like the UI blobby elements go.
Gross.
Yeah, you guys seem to have done really good.
Yeah, see, that's super solid. I think that's the fun. Like, I'm sure Roka
you guys
agrees
did great.
too. Like, I think we all kind of agree, like as artists, that we want to draw or do something like a style that we don't always do, or like try, like when Steven did like the PS1 style, like that's not normally like what he does.
I thought that was gonna
he had a lot
with the audience.
I know. I thought people were really gonna get drawn to that, but you know what? No, we had fun making it.
I think if we added like camera, like after like post processing with some like scan lines and stuff, that would have really sold it.
Yeah,
I think it was still too clean for the.
Fair enough.
You might be right. We were missing the post process stuff.
But I think another thing is that you guys just don't want to you don't want to spend your entire weekend making some generic pixel art game, right?
Right.
No, and I mean maybe one day I'd like to try pixel art, because that's something I've never done. I don't want the reason that I try pixel art to be because I think it's what everyone wants. I like to think that whatever we come up with and like whatever game
We usually
come
try
up
to
with in
fit the
game-
style with our idea for the most part.
Exactly.
Outfrost, what is Core? Is that like one of
I was
those
about to ask
platforms? I think I had seen that around before. Is that like a platform that people can host their games on?
Heck is Core?
I have no idea what that is.
I'm curious. You're gonna have to share.
What else we got here though?
It's like a game maker,
But
like a
without
game maker's
being-
toolkit.
Okay.
Yes.
Time to look it up.
I don't think I'm gonna get anything. Core games. Oh, this was yeah. This was something during like last
Is it
LD,
like a
wasn't it?
Roblox type thing where you could like
Is
just
it?
make it within there? I don't know.
So wait, is this a game engine that just has that's like?
Okay, yeah. So it's like Roblox.
I think
but
it's like
more
a
advanced.
Roblox thing.
Oh,
So
I
it's
mean,
like
you know-
all of the assets and stuff are there, but you can kind of just put them around and place them around and
At
make
the
your
at
own,
the end
like,
of the day,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, when it comes to like just making games, people are free to use
Yep.
whatever tools they want.
Sure.
As long as they learn.
Someone should use the Nintendo garage, like game garage or something, to make a game for Ludum Dare.
But as
Debated.
far as like, and I guess like here's the confusing thing, right? Is like normally I would say as far as competitions go, maybe don't use this stuff and try and pass it off as your own. But as far as Ludum Dare as a competition, nobody's actually winning anything. So like, what really are
Yeah.
the stakes?
Yeah, I guess like if you opt out of graphics and
I like
art
that even-
and like audio, like
did you see the Horizon Zero Dawn chick in there?
Where?
Like there's the on the far right. Is that not definitely just the Horizon Zero Dawn character?
Kind of.
a little bit. Aloy.
So I mean, I personally would think that to me, you might as well just enter like stuff you made in Dreams, like for PS4 or PS5 or whatever. Like it starts to get into that territory.
I made this game in Little Big Planet. Here's my
Yeah,
Ludum
you know
Dare.
what I mean. Like,
Like,
or
but what
this
I'm
is
saying
my
is, like-
Super Mario Maker level.
What I'm saying is like you can be creative using any tools you want as long as you use the
Yeah.
tools properly. But as far as should you be
Oh,
able to enter this stuff into a competition, I don't know actually.
It's iffy. I think
I don't know.
it's a good test bed for like fun. I don't know if it should be used in a
What I
competition.
do think is they should have a jam specifically for that if people
Oh,
want
true.
to use that.
There you go.
Like, just be
Yeah.
like, oh, core jam, and then
Honestly,
everyone
if
makes their
anything, that
games
would
within
be
that. Because then
great
everyone
for
already owns the game and could just easily access all of them. I don't know if the people who make it would have like tags or something to show up. I have no idea how this thing works, but
But
that would be-
another thing to consider is that there's like a halo effect for a lot of these games, right? Like if somebody and one of the things that really always gets people excited and makes them think that the game is better than it is really good graphics, the visuals.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
absolutely.
If you're
you don't really
coming
see
in,
a lot of crude graphics up in the top games for a reason. I mean, it's just the nature of how we play.
if
It would
you're
take a
if you're
phenomenal
coming
game
in
to
with like an entry like this where it already looks like professionally made, I'm sure that's probably going to introduce some sort of bias into the people's minds of like, oh wow, this was a
Yeah.
really polished game or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe this has the same stigma that like Roblox has of where like people come with an already inherent bias of what kind of game they expect it to be. I don't know.
I definitely feel like if you have aid in the graphics department, I think you're getting that's more help, I think, than the game to me. Just because of how you're pulling in more people to play. I mean, if you have a shit game, it's not going to matter at the end. People will see that. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a competent coder and you have a decent idea, like just having good graphics will boost you above everyone else.
The
with ease.
engineer, game designer in
And
me
money.
is upset by that because I'm always just like, what players will always remember is the core gameplay. If it's fun with just some squares on a screen, it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
But no, that's not
Reality.
That's not how
It's
it
not
gets
how it works.
perceived. Like graphics matter immensely to a lot of players,
There's
despite
plenty
it
of
not.
evidence to show that.
Yeah, despite me not agreeing with it, it's reality. The only extra category games that we interacted with were the ones that submitted to stream. I didn't really seek them out.
I still don't fully understand the extra category.
It's such a
for-
weird timeline because the extra category has all the way up to results day to submit, and nobody's going to be around after results day. Most people aren't.
there
Well,
there
I
needs
don't-
to be incentive to
I think it's just
play
I
extra
think it's
games.
just a way for people who didn't have time to do the jam, but they still want to do ratings and feedback.
I guess.
Like, is it
'cause I don't
meant that
I don't
only
think you get scores if you do extra.
You don't.
Like
You don't.
You can get people commenting on it, but I'm pretty sure you don't
that's
get
not
any
good.
sort of, at least
Like,
at
the
least there's
fun
no
of the
winners.
jam, even if you're not getting scores, is visibility, right? Like, that's the fun
You
of
can't
the
rate
jam.
on extra. Oh, then what's the point?
This is kind of weird. I don't know if there's any way for me to see the extra games anywhere.
Oh, like because it's only showing the winners right now, and there are no winners for extra.
Yeah, I don't. Where are those extra games?
They're just gone.
I
forever.
agree, Pomo.
they're
I'm
there,
not
but no
mad
one
about
can find
extra. I would just think if I did an extra, like, what's my incentive
Site's
to
down.
do an extra jam? Like, what do I get in return for it? Because it
It's just
seems
the
like
extra
the whole
time.
point. Well, no, but the time is irrelevant. Like, the whole point of the jam is the community.
Oh, wait,
right?
here we go.
Like, it's the interaction with the community.
Here's all the extra games. We
Okay.
found them. Phew.
Well, like, but who are you getting
But yeah,
feedback from
no,
if
I
everyone's
agree.
done?
I agree, Andrew. Like, the point of Ludum Dare for us is like the community, really. Like,
So if
interacting with
everything's
people.
done when you turn it in, then no one's gonna play your game
yeah,
unless all the extra gamers play
So
like
it's
each other's.
It's a new thing. It's still being tweaked, I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm curious to see where it goes.
No one really knows what's going on.
I'm certainly not. I don't think it detracts from any other part of Ludum Dare. I just want to
No,
see
it's
it. I want to see it have a reason besides just more time and
What's
that
the
no one gets their games
reason?
played.
Oh yeah, Alicia did a 9-hour stream today playing through all the top 15s.
9 hours? Oh my goodness. Committed lady. We did 9 combined hours over the weekend.
We did. I'm surprised that we had enough entries to fill up that time.
I
Yeah,
was
exactly enough.
Did
I was-
Mike
I was
submit a game?
relieved.
Mike submit a game. Yeah.
I was relieved. I was gonna be sad if it was like the previous jam where just people weren't really engaged.
Yeah. They should have it to
He
where
submitted
whoever,
test node. Let's check this out.
whoever
Wait,
wins,
who is
whoever
this?
gets
This
first
is
place
the-
overall
the
gets
admin.
control.
Oh, this is
of the
Mike?
Dare site.
Please disregard me.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh.
Test failed. No. I love this game. Excellent work. 5 stars in all categories.
Well, it's funny. The I love this game. Excellent work is what people will put on any game just to get
That's true.
a comment.
Or like this game looks amazing. Like that's one of my policies. If like if the only thing that you comment on is the visuals,
that you didn't really play.
yeah, I get the
Well,
feeling.
like, and
that-
also, like you said, I would appreciate someone coming in and just being mad because
Yes.
they had to play it to get mad.
tear our
That's
game
true.
apart. Yeah, and that was another point that Dan brought up with like mandatory anonymous comments is that like people aren't incentivized to just like comment
Love.
and not play
Yeah.
or rate and not play.
Okay, so what would be the cost if you made them all anonymous? Do you just
The-
lose the metric of karma?
I think it's the karma is the big thing of like you
There's-
miss a
yeah,
big
there's
thing
no-
for like sorting through these games, I guess.
There's no karma, and it feels like the community would kind of suffer because a lot of it is like a lot of people
Meeting
interaction
people.
between
Yeah.
people and like talking to them and knowing
Damn it.
what they're saying because you can respond to them in the comments section.
Yeah,
maybe
damn.
like
And there's also
I
some
don't know if it
people
would
just
work
like
too well.
Yeah, true.
there's also some people I see in the comment section. I'm just like, oh, hey, it's you. I like you. What you say on my games. Like this guy Peachtree Oath here. He's always
Peachtree Oath,
very
yeah, yeah.
thorough with his feedback and very specific.
He always plays the game.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that.
So there's some people in the comments. I'm just like, oh, hey, like, what did you think about it? Because I actually care about your opinion.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
it's
for the
nice
most part,
to
I
know
trust it.
who said what.
Yes,
But
it is. It is.
People need to feel more comfortable with being a little mean sometimes.
There has to be some sort of way to incentivize people to be more honest with the feedback.
Wouldn't begin to know how to do
yeah,
that.
I don't know.
Because you also have to convince people to be willing to take that kind of feedback and not be
Is-
malicious with it.
Because if you add it instead of just a heart, like an upvote or a downvote button, I feel like that would have even more negative
Oh yeah, there's a
thing
downvote.
happening with it. People would get upset that they have negative karma or whatever, for lack of a better word, on their
Yeah.
comment. And
That might be
So
a
like
good one, Roka.
default to an
Yeah.
anonymous, and then you say like you sign your name or you don't sign your name.
Yeah,
That seems
might
fair,
be
yeah.
nice. Cause like, fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, if people are already getting salty in Ludum Dare for like having like rank 200 overall in their game, it's like, oh, what the heck? Like I thought it did so much better. Like there's no way that people like that will be able to take like constructive
an
feedback.
actual like a written criticism of their game, because they always say that too, right? Like everyone's feedback was so glowing and I felt really good, and then ratings day came and I felt really bad.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like when it's a community led thing, you kind of just have to trust the community, which is it can go any way possible. There's no way to control that. Maybe it's already set up the best way that it can be.
I understand that, Outfrost, and that's why like usually if I'm commenting on a game that I really enjoyed or really got invested in, I generally type out like a couple paragraphs of feedback, and most of it is criticism, just like, oh man, I really wish like this happened and blah blah blah. And at the end of every single one of those, I'm just like, I'm sorry if this sounds really negative. I really loved the game. I'm just a lot more.
You should do this.
I just have a lot more feedback for the games that I really like. Maybe have
it is tough sometimes to like I'll get pretty autistic with it and I don't know what to say. I just start rambling sometimes when I'm leaving.
Oh, hang on. Let's real quick go to Roka's page and go to our first interaction with them.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Money's
I still can't
Extraordinary
believe
Money Factory Bliss.
This was Roka.
This was our first interaction with Roka, and let's see what you typed out there, Andrew.
Oh yeah, I definitely lost the...
Very slow at the beginning. There were some situations where either I couldn't get an upgrade window to appear or couldn't click upgrade once it showed. Some funny physics happening outside where I float down slowly. Also, is there anything to do outside? Music or atmosphere, a sense of urgency was missing. Also, no way to exit the game. But... I played till stamped coins were clogging the machine at the end of the line. I actually enjoyed the game quite a bit. There was something manipulatively addictive about watching my money get made. I held on at the beginning, watching my income slowly fund a cheap upgrade on the importer, and suddenly I'm slamming down upgrades. Can't even keep up with how much money I'm making. There's cheddar flying everywhere. My stacks are so high, they have to be destroyed to keep the object count low. My empire was complete, and I retreated to the backyard to watch the sun set on a hard day's work. Under a never-ending midday sun, my body rotted an eternity of my own making, for there was no escape from this world. I would die here buried under my coinage of my hubris. Good game.
I wish I'd have known that was going to be Roka reading it, but I did not know that. This is a random team that I had no emotional connection with.
I cannot, when that was brought to light randomly during like one of my weekday streams over the summer, I'm like, no way. Hang on, dude, you made this game?
This is Roka?
So crazy.
You started with like 3 people, Roka, and now you're like a fucking dozen people. Holy shit.
Whoa, I forgot you had this many people on here.
Yeah, they've had this many people, I think, since Divine Drifter.
Oh, it's all my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm always curious how y'all are able to kind of coalesce.
It's insane that you guys are able to make a game with this many people. We are, like, the Ruds and I are so hesitant about bringing anyone new on because we have such a flow now, like a good, like, we're just in sync and we understand everyone's priorities. There's a lot of things that don't need explaining between us. And it's really hard to bring someone else into that mix.
We have a process. I even hesitate with people we know, like we like bringing like potentially Nick, right?
Yep.
Like potentially having someone in our friend group that we know pretty well, to have him make a game with us. There's something. It's like working with your friends.
Yeah,
like it's like Steven and Jared and I have all worked at the same office max now for a little bit, so it's like cool. Like we can be each other's boss. Yeah. But to like invite someone into that company, it feels harder than it should be.
Yeah.
I'll start him out as an intern.
Yeah. And I mean, we lucked out. We lucked out with Nitworth and Azim. Dude, that was our first time with them. But then we made Higher Desire.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot. We learned a lot about newbies.
Please don't pull up Higher Desire.
Don't go down there.
Can't look at it.
I don't want to look at that.
But we did also make Wayward, but that was mostly like a 3-man show.
That was mostly us. I think what
Azim was just kind of present for that one. He didn't really. Yeah.
Azim became less and less of a creative input as you go from Nitworth to Wayward.
These are the only 3.
And he became
these were the only 3 games that we made with Azim.
A fourth.
And the rest has just been the 3 of us. And then Dude Ranch, apparently our magnum opus.
Apparently.
I
most
never
memorable thing.
I never thought for a second that this would be. I guess it kind of makes sense that this would be our icon. Like this is our brand.
Yeah,
Because it's got the cowboy
Cowboys.
theme.
It's our
Yeah.
humor to a T, basically.
It is. I mean, you remember how much snorting happened when we were laughing at this? Just the name.
Dude Ranch.
Just saying Dude
This
Ranch
is
in our
the
living room, we're
only-
like, oh.
This is the only game where we basically started with the name. Every other
Yeah.
game, the name was the last thing we did.
Oh,
This
absolutely.
this one, the name came very early, and it was perfect.
Remember when we were gonna make a Pecos Bill game?
Dude, we were gonna make a big.
Well, don't we talk about Pecos Bill or the Pecos family in
Oh, yeah.
our jam page? Or
We
something?
do. It's been in the Pecos
yeah, like
family for
it's-
generations.
Oh my goodness, we still reference that. I actually like that page writing there.
Man, just the like I'm thinking about all the shit we were talking about through that brainstorming session.
It
always
was
goes
also
through
it
a
was
lot.
so easy to spread that around like communities as well. Just like time to get in the mood for dude.
Dude, and then people have their own versions of riffing on that in the comments.
Yeah.
Dan gifted us with put your D's in chat.
Dude,
Love it.
that was Dan that did that. He didn't know what he
Never-
was
and we
saying.
never looked back.
The poor Welsh lad.
I
He
vibe
doesn't
so
understand
hard with
English,
Savior.
though.
We communicate without talking. That's huge, man. That's cling to your good teammates.
Seriously.
It can be pretty tough deciding on an idea at first, but we generally come to an agreement and all get excited after a while. That's insane that you can get like 11
Man.
people excited on the same idea. I was there for the inception of that fever dream of Equinus. Yeah, that was our first time that we had
were.
streamed our process
That was
as
our
well.
first stream.
Dude Ranch was our
Boy,
first stream game.
It was.
It turned out pretty well. I'm still happy with this. And
Oh yeah, certainly. This is a good example of a Ludum Dare game, right?
a game
Like,
that was
if you
meant
just
to be
want a
experienced for like
good-
10 minutes max, and then Nick just put
and then
10
someone-
hours into it.
Yeah, there's like some crazy person.
Nick and only Nick played it for
Only
more than
Nick.
10 minutes.
Yeah, like this one is clearly like you can't expand this idea, right? Like Dude Ranch
Hi,
is done.
what do you think you're doing?
Whoa!
It's a Dude Ranch
Bannon.
train.
We got a Dude Ranch train.
Ranch train?
Are we playing Dude Ranch now? Is this Dude
Oh
Ranch?
my god. Is this happening?
The people are asking for it.
See, that's like lightning in a bottle magic right there, Rocco. When you actually come up with a game idea,
It'll ban people around here.
when you actually come up with a game idea within like the first hour, that's only
good.
ever happened to us once. That was Knitworth.
I don't know
We
how the
wrapped up
hell.
our brainstorming in like 2.5 hours.
We
Was
were
it?
done.
Which is
We had the
insane.
plan. We had a wireframe of the whole weekend in 2.5 hours.
Which was a stark contrast from Serial Dater.
Serial dater.
Well,
Where
let's
we didn't
not
have a
talk
game
about
idea until the
Serial
afternoon on Saturday.
We didn't start working on Serial Dater until
We didn't start
7
working on it
p.m.
until the night. Yeah, 7 p.m. Saturday.
Oh my god.
We had to.
dude,
we
I think I remember us being slightly disappointed with our ratings because it was the first time that we had done Ludum Dare. And you look
And
back
we
at
were
these
like, oh,
ratings
the-
now.
They're great.
holy
What
shit,
the
they're good. Holy
so
shit, they're good. Why are they so freaking good?
We had our classic theme score, but aside from that, everything's great.
I
Why are they so
remember us
good?
like chatting afterwards, like, like I thought people liked our game a little bit. I thought we did
Now
pretty well.
I'd be very happy to see this.
What? I mean,
These numbers are
this is
insanely
okay.
good.
This is our most popular game. It is known by the highest number of people.
That is
That's just
true.
without a doubt. That is.
I mean,
the case.
that is actually a fact.
Here we go.
Millions.
Can we
Over a million
quickly-
people know about it.
Can we quickly tag the stream as Ludum Dare? That way we pop up on the Ludum Dare page
No.
while looking at our own content.
Oh,
in vanity.
Scorpion Snacks.
Scorpion Snacks got
Oh,
10
Scorpion
views,
Yeah,
baby.
10 views. Whoa.
This
Hey, we're
was
really
this
moving
was
here.
such a surreal couple of months. Just seeing this
That-
game pop off
mind-blowing.
like a year
Mind-blowing.
after we had made
While
it. 2 years after we made it?
Yeah,
I forget.
while we were in Japan.
This
on
one came
vacation.
out while we were in Japan, and this one I'm just like, why the hell am I getting multiple hundreds of hits on this 2-year-old game?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this dude with how many? Like 5.6 million subscribers just made a video on our game and actually made it look way
Over
better
a million
than it actually
people.
was.
Oh, they made it. He makes it look fun.
Yes. Let's check that. Let's check those stats again real quick. Serial Dater analytics. We're gonna go all.
You can go back
the
to
way
like
back.
the spike in 2019. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know when it happened, so we're just gonna do January. No. Let's go.
Oh, you're in 2018 now.
Yeah. When
Oh,
did
you're
we
gonna go
make
back to when we
Serial
made
Dater?
it.
When did we make Serial Dater?
October 2018.
End of
Okay.
2018.
Okay. So we'll start September of 2018.
I see it.
There
I
it
can see
is.
the spike.
And then let's just do September 2019. Okay, so we're gonna have to go a little bit earlier. Who's that? Jesus. Wait, no. This was the first jump right here. So this was Yeah, so this was when we first submitted Serial Dater. We got up to
when
like
it dropped. Okay.
60. We never hit more than like 50 page views during all of Ludum Dare, and then it just went down. And then what was that? 2 years ago? So 2020.
Yep.
Let's go January 2020 to
It was in 2019. It didn't.
Oh, was it 2019?
If
Yeah.
it was right, if
It
was
happened before Japan.
It was right.
Oh,
before
you're right.
Japan.
So let's see here. I don't know. Let's do March.
That's in
There it is. There it is right there. It happened in November.
a damn spike.
So let's go here. We started getting like 400. We just got a random day of like
In one-
400
in
plus
one
hits.
day.
And then from there, we
Huh?
were cruising at like 20 plus up to like 200 for like months. Just because one guy made a video
just
on it.
'cause. And now there's been 7,000 browser plays.
It's crazy.
12K views, 750 plus downloads.
Those aren't numbers that should be on a Ludum Dare game.
No. Anywho, I think we've done enough stroking our ego.
Yes, we could get
But
back to
that-
Resident Evil now.
Does anyone else have anything to add? I feel like we just started talking about us.
Yeah, we
So-
did. We got distracted.
I mean,
Does
we're
anyone
important,
else
so-
have any last Ludum Dare thoughts before we put it to bed forever?
about us though only.
Yeah, if it can just be to boost our egos, which are ever fragile.
Our very first game, we got 64th place, and I still have no idea why.
What was it? Hold on, pull up their first game.
All right, let's see here. Oh, I'm not. Boink.
Ooh,
Whoop.
And
Roka,
back
Roka.
already.
this is how
Well,
we.
next-
Just
So
once
the one
I'm
thing
not-
that the Ludum Dare page needs is like a way to search people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checkmates. 65th
65th?
overall.
Holy shit! So we
Damn,
both
boy.
Damn, dude.
This
did
was-
really good.
Shit. What was this? You play as a
Wow.
chess piece. Yes, play as chess pieces defending your castle from attack. The goal is simply to survive as long as possible. Shit.
65th overall. Holy shit!
That's pretty nuts.
And 61st in innovation. Theme score, which is one of the hardest ones to get.
69. Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Was this which Ludum Dare was this?
41. 41.
41.
When was
That was before we
Orbitunes for
started,
me?
yeah, or at least before Steven and I were involved.
Yeah.
Oh God, Orbitunes was 38.
Wait.
I was very proud of this. 12th in innovation and 7th in audio for my combo
That
game.
is an incredible score.
Especially for somebody, I literally just like,
12th in innovation.
this game did not sound good.
4D modeling. Oh my god.
No, Jared,
We skipped
honestly,
3D altogether.
Jared, if that Ludum Dare with you had that idea and it was a jam game and you just had some good graphics and UI thrown at that thing could have been like an easy like top
Damn.
10 game.
Yeah,
100%.
probably. Because it literally was all it was just Unity primitive spheres. That's all it was, and particles.
So the fact that people could get around the like rudimentary graphics and still find the innovation in it and get you 12th, like that tells you how good it was.
Enough. I don't need this.
Stop it.
Wait, every once in a while we need to feel good. That's why we do game jams. We need all of you to
Make
come
us
here and tell
feel
us how good we are.
Yes, tell me.
And then we need to play your game so we can tell you how bad you are
In comparison to
in
us.
comparison. But then you bring your good games and then I feel bad again.
Yeah.
All right, let's
it's a
see here.
never-ending cycle.
No,
Yeah.
I actually
That's
this-
totally fine.
Ludum Dare was
Sorry.
on my mind too, but I was gonna wait until after our stream to talk to Jared about it. So
I'm always happy to talk Ludum Dare.
All right,
Yeah.
we're good.
because we didn't have our team debrief.
We did not.
Stop it.
Don't worry, we're still gonna talk and say what we really think about everyone's games after y'all are gone.
We're gonna go all anonymous comments on you.
Okay, let's check the map here. Oh, get muted, Andrew.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Ah.
Darn. This will never be the same. All right. Well, is this the door that we came in, or the one that we are leaving?
I
through?
don't know.
I
Does
feel
this
like
look
we
familiar?
came in. Yes.
Okay, let's try a different door here. Because I think this is where we came through.
Yeah, I think we need to go down that little mechanical elevator thing in the corner.
Yes.
Like, I don't remember going up one of those.
Is this a door though?
Or there's also a door.
It's
That's where
locked.
it's locked.
Yes.
Okay. Easy enough. We didn't need the